Today we will discuss about parallelism in uniprocessor. So parallelism in uniprocessor is possible in many ways. So we will discuss one by one. First thing is overlapping CPU, memory and IO operations. So if you want to execute any instructions, so first we have to prefetch from memory. Second means accessing the instructions from memory, and also same time we are accessing the IO devices also, and also we are performing the arithmetic logic operations also same time. So at a time we are performing accessing the instructions from memory and accessing the IO devices, and third point is performing the ALU operations parallelly. So overlapping will occur CPU, memory and IO operations. Second thing is pipelining. So what is the difference between this pipelining and normal method is, in normal method first we are fetching the instructions, second we are decoding the instructions, what type of instructions are there, so we have to decode the instructions, next read the instructions from the register, next fourth one is executing the instructions, fifth one is whatever the results are produced after the execution, those results are write back onto the register. So how many steps are there in normal procedure? 5 steps are there. First one is fetching the instruction, second one is decoding the instruction, third one is read the register, read the instructions through register, next execute the instructions, and fifth one is results write back onto the register, write back on registers. So this is the normal procedure. Also, what is the pipeline? What is the advantage of pipeline? So pipeline, only 2 procedures are there. First one is fetching the instruction and execute the instruction. That means how it is possible? Means pipelining, how it is possible fetching the instruction and execute the instruction means, suppose multiple instructions are there. We are fetching one instruction. After fetching that instruction, we are sending to execution. We are executing the execution. We are executing the instruction. Whenever we are executing that instruction, parallelly, second instruction to be fetched from the main memory. Second instruction fetched. So parallelly, what is happening? Second instruction is fetching from the main memory, and first instruction is execution is going on. Suppose first instruction execution is completed, then we have to move to execution unit, that second instruction. So whenever second instruction is started the execution, then third instruction we have to fetch from the memory. So parallelly 2 things are happening. Overlapping what will occur? Fetching the instruction and executing the instruction parallelly happening. Suppose if you are fetching the first instruction, then we are moving to the execution unit. Whenever we are executing the first instruction, second instruction is fetching from the memory. Then first instruction execution is going on. Whenever first instruction execution is completed, then again we have to move the second instruction from fetching unit to execution unit. Like this parallelly overlapping will occur. So advantage of this one is we are reducing the time. So suppose normal method, these type of operations, fetching the instruction, decoding, why we are decoding, what type of instructions are there, what is the meaning of instruction. For that purpose decoding we are doing, and we are reading the registers and executing the instructions, reading from the registers and execute the instructions. Next, whatever the results are produced, those results are write back onto the register. So that is the pipeline. Next, multiple functional units. Suppose single processor is there, means it doesn't mean that only one functional unit is there. Uniprocessor is there also, multiple functional units are there. Suppose processors are two types. Pentium is there. We are also call it as P4 like that. Pentium is there. i5, i3, i7 we are declaring. So Itanium also there. So Pentium suppose two arithmetic ALU operations. It consists of two ALU units. Two arithmetic operations parallelly executing. So it is very slow. So when we are going to Itanium processor, multiple arithmetic operations we can perform. Multiple ALUs are we can perform. So multiple functional units are there in the i5, i3, i7. See, parallelly, suppose if you want to see Gmail you can access, Facebook you can access, and Twitter you can access, and YouTube videos also you can access parallelly, and also listening the music. All operations you can perform within the dual core PC also. So what is the core level is not important. Multiple functional units are there in the Itanium processor. So that is the parallelism. So multiple operations we are performing at a time. That means that is the parallelism. Even pipelining also what? Two instructions we are performing. One is fetching the instruction, another one is executing the instruction. So here also parallelism is there. Here overlapping CPU and memory and IO operations, accessing the instructions from memory and accessing the IO device and performing the ALU operation. All these things at a time we are performing. So that's why overlapping CPU. Next, memory hierarchy is there. So memory hierarchy is there. So what are the levels of memory hierarchy? So there are multiple levels of memory hierarchy is there. First level is register. First level is register. So next level is cache memory. Next level is cache memory. Third level is main memory. Fourth level is, you can also call it as USB pen drive. Also you can call it as USB or pen drive. Fifth level is hard disk, magnetic disk or magnetic tape. See, magnetic disk or hard disk. Next level is magnetic tape or magnetic drive. So first level register, why I am specifying this, it is speeding up the, so it is more faster than all these things, and register can read, suppose registers are multiple registers, 8-bit register is there, 16-bit register is there, 32-bit register is there. So it is there in bits and bytes. Okay, 8-bit 1 byte means 8-bit register, 16-bit means 2 bytes, bits are bytes we are performing. Cache memory means it is specified in KB or MB. For speeding up the processor, so we are using the cache memory. That cache memory that we are specifying KB or MB. And main memory is also called it as RAM, random access memory. It is volatile memory. Volatile memory means, suppose if you are performing any operations, it can be erased. New operations are initiated means previous operations can be erased. So that is the RAM main memory. This RAM we are nowadays we are keeping in GB, 8 GB, 16 GB like that. And USB also we are specifying in the form of GB only. 32 GB is there, 64 GB is there. Pen drive you can also call it as pen drive. So GB only. Here magnetic disk and hard disk is there. That nowadays we are keeping terabytes. Hard disk everybody knows. So terabytes we are specifying. And magnetic tapes or drives. So this we are storing the storage area. So this we are specified in petabytes, PB, petabytes. So in this order, first one is bytes or bits, second one is kilobytes or megabytes, third one is gigabytes, fourth one also gigabytes, and magnetic is terabytes and petabytes. All these operations, see which one is more costly means registers are more costly than the remaining all. You are thinking that these are the costly. No, registers are the cost wise, registers are costly. Why it is costly means it is very speed. Speed is very high in the registers. Speed is very high in the registers. So all these things we are parallelly performing and we are specifying the hierarchy of this memory. Next, multi-threading is there. Multi-threading. Multi-threading means suppose if you want to perform insert operation, delete operation and display operation parallelly if you want to perform. Okay, so you can execute parallelly. So suppose insert operation you are allocating to one thread and delete operation you are allocating to another thread and display operation you are allocating to another thread. These three threads are executing parallelly and producing the output. These three threads are executing parallelly and executing the output. So even read, write, all these operations we are parallelly create one method and insert another method, third one is delete another method, fourth one is display. Suppose the creation is we are allocating to one thread and insertion operation we are allocating to another thread, deletion operation we are allocating to another thread, and fourth one is display operation we are allocating to another thread. So these threads are executing parallelly. So then that is called as multi-threading. So multi-threading means within the single processor also all operations we are executing parallelly. So parallelism in uniprocessor, single processor means first one is overlapping CPU, memory and IO operation means same time we are performing fetching the instructions from memory and also accessing the IO device, and also third point is we are executing the arithmetic logic unit operation, ALU operations. That's why overlapping CPU, memory and IO operations. Second pipelining is why it is parallelism means, see, it consists of two operations: fetch instruction, fetching instruction and execution unit. Two units are there. Suppose first instruction we are fetching, after that we are sending to the execution unit. Whenever first instruction is sending to the execution unit, so same time we are fetching the second instruction in the fetching unit and parallelly we are executing the first instruction. Suppose first instruction execution is completed, then we are moving second instruction to execution unit and third instruction parallelly we are fetching from the memory. So parallelly these things are happening, that's why time is reduced. So multiple functional units means suppose Pentium processor is there. So two arithmetic logic units are there, ALU units are two are there, Itanium multiple functional units are there. So parallelly we are performing, even though single processor is there, we are performing the multiple operations. We are reading the Facebook and Gmail, YouTube, all these things, Twitter accessing, all these things we are performing parallelly. Memory hierarchy we have specified: register first phase, second one is cache memory, third one is main memory, fourth one is USB or pen drive, fifth one is magnetic disk or hard disk, and sixth one is magnetic tape or drive. So that also I have specified in the how many bytes are required for that one. So costlier one is register. This is the speed. This register speed is more than the all remaining one. Suppose magnetic tape drive, how much time is required? 100 milliseconds are required for performing this one. Second, hard disk, how many milliseconds are required? 10 milliseconds are required. How many milliseconds? 10 milliseconds are required. So pen drive and how many milliseconds are required? This one Suppose 1 millisecond is required. 1 millisecond. And main memory, how many milliseconds are required means 10 nano milliseconds are required. Or 100 nano milliseconds. 100 nano milliseconds are required. Here 10 nano milliseconds are required. Here 1 nano millisecond is required. So faster than the remaining all. This is the speedest one. Cost wise also it is very high. So all these things we can perform parallelly. That's why parallelism in the uniprocessor. So we are accessing the data from hard disk and also we are accessing the data from pen drive. We are performing all these things. We are executing the instructions. So that means we are using this RAM also. This is called as the dynamic RAM, and cache memory we can also call it as static RAM. For increasing the speed we are using, this is the static RAM. So these are the steps involved in the parallelism in uniprocessor.